All right. I believe I am live. Let me just wait to see if it pops up on the YouTube side. There we go. All right, guys, boys and girls. Whew. Was I the only one sweating a little bit at the end of that game? I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, great. 8 seconds left. They're going to run the clock out or they're going to punt the ball for a long time frame or whatever. And then they get a safety with 1 second left. I'm thinking, oh no, this is the time. The Jets are going to have some wacky play. They're going to wind up scoring a touchdown. They don't even need the extra point because that would tie it up with just the 6 points. And then I guess they would kick the extra point and win the game. If that was like my doomsday situation sort of going through my head right now. I don't know if any of you guys are kind of feeling that. All right, let's go over the game a little bit. I'm going to release my top 5 takeaways a little later tonight. I got to do a little bit of stuff, and then I'll edit it and figure everything out. I got to watch a little bit more of the first half. I got home right as the first half was ending. I was actually working at a Christmas tree farm. Bam! Christmas tree farm on the weekend. So I caught the second half of the game. I did listen to it on the radio. So I got a pretty good gist, but I want to get your guys' thoughts on everything. Denzel Mims, biggest takeaway by far. This guy is legit. Like, literally, not even just catching the ball, which he did a phenomenally great job at catching the ball, but drawing penalties. If they could, they need to start tracking pass interference calls because some guys are just really good at drawing pass interferences. Denzel Mims is one of those guys. I want to say it was like a course of 5 plays. He had 3 penalties thrown against him. That's Bali. She's killing it over there. All right, stats for the game. If you were like me and you had Aaron Rodgers on your fantasy team, you went ahead and picked up Justin Herbert just in case you needed a backup quarterback at some point during the season. I did. I played Herbert over Aaron Rodgers, and I'm quite pleased with myself. 366 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then he had another 11 yards on the ground. Big day for the rookie quarterback. He looks absolutely phenomenal. I feel bad for Joe Burrow. Looks like he had a pretty devastating knee injury. Hopefully he can bounce back next year and be ready for the start of the season, but it did not look good for him. Kalen Ballage, former New York Jet, who we cut, had 16 carries for 44 yards against us, and then another 7 catches for 27 yards. So who would have thought he'd get as many touches as he did on a different team? Meanwhile, for the Jets, you got Frank Gore leading the way with 15 touches on the ground and 2 through the air. There's no part of me that ever wants to see Frank Gore get that many touches. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. Man, it's rough. But Flacco finishes the day, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And it was a tale of 2 halves. I'm pretty sure there was 1 reception by a wide receiver in the first half. I have to go back and watch, but I'm pretty sure it was just 1, or maybe it was 1 attempt. It was awful. It was really, really bad to see that offense in the first half. And then it's like a light switch flipped, and it appeared, at least from the broadcast, that Adam Gase was back calling plays. What are you doing back there? He's just beating up that elephant. P-Ryan needs to get more touches. I agree with you. Alert Mike Cool. Across the board, Denzel Mims, 3 receptions, 71 yards. I would love to see what his stats were if you include the pass interferences, because I think he had 3 that he drew flags on, and he had another few that probably could have been thrown. He accounted for well over 100 yards worth of offense for the New York Jets today, and that gets me so excited. Even with Perriman, Perriman had the 1 long catch for the touchdown. This is the second game in a row where he's had a big impact in the game. And Flacco just excels at throwing the ball deep. And you saw just how much cushion the Jets were able to create in the short passing game once they were able to kind of press those corners and push them further down the field. We are going to our wide receiver core. if we bring back Perriman, Crowder's coming back, Mims is coming back. If we bring back Perriman, if Perriman can be like our fourth guy and we still go out and we get either an Allen Robinson, a Galladay, a Godwin, a Juju, a rookie wide receiver or something like that, this receiving core is going to be real legit. Right now we're a little thin in terms of like the very top portion of it, but it's not that bad. Like Sam playing as poorly as he did all season, granted, did not have all three of these receivers on the field at the same time, but definitely doesn't look that great. Flacco seems to have a lot better of a feel for the offense, and I think for just how these guys get open. Herndon got a touchdown today. That's the first touchdown by a tight end this season. So, woo! Super happy about that, I guess. He had a bad drop earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. At least that's what it sounded like on the radio. His game, he has probably been the most disappointing Jet so far. Him and McGovern, I would say, would be the two guys that I could point to and say, you know what, that was not what I signed up for. And I hope Herndon figures it out. It feels like his head's not in the game the right way. What did we finish with the Chargers? Yeah, Keenan Allen had a huge day, 16 receptions for 145 yards and a touchdown. Monster day. Mike Williams, 4 receptions, 72 yards and a touchdown. And biggest takeaways just from like me kind of spitballing. Ooh, I see my buddy, Green Bean. I apologize, Green Bean. I wanted to be there for halftime. I tried to make it home, and I did not get there in time. Biggest takeaways, I was shocked. Okay, we got Mims. The next part for me is the special teams. We had the blocked punt, and then we had 2 missed extra points. Ficken is slowly moving out. I think you could see Castillo come back at some point. Castillo seemed like he had it when he was playing for us, so it would not shock me to see Ficken kind of no mas. So we'll see. I don't know. What did you guys think? What were your biggest takeaways from today's game? Who'd you like on defense? Our cornerbacks got roasted all day. There was a bunch of kids playing. You had Bryce Hall playing, Millette, Lamar Jackson. Just no one that was really... No one that scares an offense at all in the secondary. I mean, I guess you got Marcus May to an extent, but the rest of the secondary, rest of this defense really is just not very good, aside from maybe Franklin Myers and Quinnen Williams. Hewitt got smoked on a play deep down the field. There's no reason he should have been taking away or should have been taking on a wide receiver like that. That seems like we did not think things through. Did not make any sense. Anthony says re-sign Herndon. Herndon signed for next year, so we don't have to re-sign him. Start Sam Darnold, please, says Dark Demonic. I think Sam will start next week, which means we probably have a better shot at losing because Flacco has seemed pretty good as of late, and I don't see Sam having the same success with the deep ball. It would not shock me if we don't let Sam play the rest of the season. Like if we kind of put him on ice and we're like, hey, we're shutting you down. We're playing better with Flacco right now. I hope that's not the case, but I can see that. Jet Nation says, Ryan, what about Henry Anderson? I would still cut him at the end of the year. I don't care if he had the block punt. I'm still cutting him at season's end. What else we got going on here? You guys are saying trade Crowder for an early second round pick. That's not going to happen, I don't think. I think it's probably wishful thinking to get that much for Crowder. I like Crowder. I would rather keep him on the team than try to trade him away for a raffle ticket. I saw a lot of people upset with Justin Fields yesterday. I guess a lot of people were saying, this whole game, that's why Trevor Lawrence is number 1. It's a disgrace to call, Fields number 2 or put him in the same company. And I don't buy that. Look, I'm not sold on Fields overall as a prospect. I'm trying to get sold on him just in case we wind up with a second overall pick. But for me, I think you can't define a player on one game. Like, if you're judging your whole critique of Justin Fields based on yesterday's game or whatever, I don't think that's right. I think you should give him some more time and give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh, I tried to finish that word and now it hurts. Oh, my arms, my joints don't get old. Oh, that was a bad sneeze. I apologize about that. I probably killed your eardrums. Oh, thank you, Chris, for saying God bless you. Thank you, bless you. Becca's saying, oh my God. Psh, babe, calm down. Liam says, Bryce Hall looked good, all things considered. I'll be honest, I didn't pay much attention to Bryce Hall, so I'm going to have to go back and kind of really watch all that. Let's see. What did Mumtaz say? Mumtaz says, wow, Cowboys and Texans knocked themselves out of Trevor Lawrence sweepstake. Only the Jags can get one more win. If the Jags can get one more win, let's go over here. Let's go to the Tankathon leaderboard. So did Dallas complete the win? Is that what happened today? I don't know if they wound up actually. I saw they were winning at one point. Cowboys and Texans knocked themselves out of the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, so only the Jags can get one more win. Look, I hope the Jags get another win. I don't know if I see another one on their schedule. I'm rooting real hard for the Colts the rest of the season, because if the Colts play well the rest of this season, that means there is an off chance that they rest some players at the end of the year to go against the Jacksonville Jaguars and hopefully win a game at the end of the season, just to give us a little buffer room. I don't want to roll in 0-15 into the last week of the season against the Patriots, knowing that the Jaguars, if they go 1-15, they get the first pick. Like, that's that would absolutely crush me. Man, everyone's talking about Mims today. Mims is legit. Absolutely legit. I have not been this excited for a wide receiver in a Jets uniform, especially one that we drafted. God. When's the last time we drafted a receiver that was like this anticipated? Stephen Hill had a great first game for us. Aside from that, God, like nothing. You're talking Santana Moss probably, Lavernius Coles somewhere way back when. Keyshawn Johnson. I guess maybe the hype for Keyshawn was exciting back in the day compared to what we're getting with Mims, but I would think Santana Moss because he was a first-round pick. Devin Smith, says Liam Rordan. I could see that. I could see people being excited for Devin Smith just because he was a second-round pick. Mims looks legit, though. Like, when I watched Mims' highlight tapes for college at Baylor and I watch him on the field, he's the same player. He's catching balls way away from his body. He has got great control of his body overall. He knows how to draw penalties against cornerbacks. I think the guy is legitimately a number one wide receiver. And what's great is, like, the Jets are probably adding another receiver. Like, it's not going to be just Mims. But it does make me feel better that it feels like we at least got a guy. Now, I don't know where the Chargers rank in terms of defense and their secondary overall, so maybe that is a little, maybe that's a little more telling. That said, why are we not going to Mims in the first half? This first half makes no sense to me. No sense at all. And now that Adam Gase appears to have taken back over play calling responsibilities, I expect this sort of thing to continue. Like, I just don't. Adam Gase was so. I don't know. I guess we were good in the beginning, the first half, and then we get bad in the second half. Normally, today it's been like reversed. It was. I definitely thought we were like, oh, we're safe. We are losing this game, and we got to like 10 minutes left in this game. I'm like, oh shit, we might win. This is we're totally gonna screw this up for ourselves. Scares me. Manny says Bosa was non-existent when lined up against Highway 77 Mekhi Becton. Becton has played well. The injuries are concerning. He missed a little bit of time during today's game. But yeah, it seemed like they tried to line up Bosa and Ingram to the right side of our offensive line and gave that side a little bit more problems. It's legit. Like, when you have two good pass rushers and they're both saying, we're going to the other side of the line, you know you got your franchise left tackle. The dude is legit. There's someone in the chat called Herbert's New Cut. I like that. I'm assuming that's a Charger fan, I would think, because he's saying good game. Good game, dude. You guys are trending up. I think you guys got a franchise quarterback, and you guys should be very excited about the future of your team. Fake Arkham says, imagine stealing a first or a second round draft pick. Who are you talking about? First or second round draft pick? I apologize, Fake Arkham. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Joe Douglas nailed his first 2 picks. Yeah, this is the first time we've nailed both picks in the first and second round. Probably, I mean, you could argue the Jamal Adams, Marcus May draft because they're both solid players. Man, it feels good to watch Jamal just kind of like sputter and like fail. It's been kind of nice. And by kind of nice, I mean like I am just loving this. I'm loving that we got 2 first-round picks out of this guy, a third-round pick, and a player. Even though the player's, not really great, but fantastic. Oh, Fake Arkham's talking about Sam Darnold being traded for a first. If we could sneak a first out for Sam Darnold, I'd be doing backflips. I think we'll get a second-round pick, ultimately. Wow, Edward Ziff says sign Dak Prescott, trade number 1 overall. Woof. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. The thought of trading the number 1 overall pick is so enticing to so many fans. And when you look at a quarterback like Joe Burrow, who is absolutely killing it, but then he gets taken out with a terrible, terrible knee injury, you have to wonder, is one player worth that many picks? And for the Jets and them moving on from Sam Darnold at the end of this year because of the contract, I think there is no shot the Jets are trading this pick. I think they're absolutely taking Trevor Lawrence if they get that top pick. Now, if you want to talk about, I don't know, there's going to be some different logistics that kind of go on with this whole offseason and how the Jets are going to do it. Like, I've seen people, and Greenbean was talking about, he's like, oh, what if we trade the first pick for the second pick? We get all the Jaguars picks, and then we trade the second pick for the third pick, because Washington wants a quarterback. They get Justin Fields, and now we got a buku ton of picks. And now you sign, a different quarterback, or you take Wilson or Trey Lance or one of those guys. There's going to be a lot of discussion. Is Trevor Lawrence better without all, is Trevor Lawrence the better option with all our assets currently? Or is quarterback 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, better with way more assets? I could see that being the conversation. I'm taking Trevor Lawrence. I'm not trading that pick for anything. You'd have to offer me a goddamn king's ransom. I don't even know if there is a price that I would give it up for right now. Like, there's just so much that the Jets need, and the time frame that you need to win in. It just makes sense for the Jets to take a quarterback this year. What else you guys talking about in here? If we mess up losing the number 1 pick, which quarterback would you pick that's not Fields? A lot of my talking about Lance, Trask, and the BYU quarterback saying they're first-round picks. I don't know anything about Trask. I'll say this. I haven't done my analysis on the college players yet. My mock draft was mainly me watching some highlight tapes, going off some scouting reports that I've seen on guys, and then sort of going from there. But in terms of quarterback play from the guys that I have watched, I really like Trey Lance a lot. I think he's a quarterback that is going to have a lot of success in this league. I don't like him over Trevor Lawrence, and I'm not taking him necessarily over Justin Fields. I don't know. It's closer. Like Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and what's the guy's first name? Wilson, the quarterback from BYU. Those are the 3 guys that I think are closer in like skill level. It's Trevor Lawrence, 1A or 1. Then it's Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Wilson. You could probably switch up Lance and Wilson. Both guys are having great years. I think when I watch Trey Lance, though, the thing that scares me about Trey Lance is he has 1 year of starting experience, and he played 1 showcase game this year, and he didn't look great in the showcase game. He's never thrown an interception until this sort of tryout game that they had this year, or spotlight game. I would say if the Jets were to go with Trey Lance, that would mean they're probably picking 3rd or 4th. Like, something would have to really go sideways for that to happen. And you'd probably want to pair him up with a coach like Greg Roman, someone who's dealt with running quarterbacks like a Tyrod Taylor, a Colin Kaepernick, a Lamar Jackson. I could see that being a favorable situation or scenario. Trask in Florida just passed Joe Burrow's touchdown record. I did not know that. I will have to watch a little bit. I have not watched much college football this year at all. I work on Saturdays, so I don't get a lot of time to sit and watch the games that are on. Zach Wilson, there it is, Chris. My dude. You guys are talking about Geno Smith. Oh, Geno Smith was so bad. He was terrible. Mike says, if the Jets draft Fields, he's the next Geno Smith. Mark my words. Oh, that would be terrible. I'd be so upset. Yeah, I don't know. Would you go with... Let's not say this. Let's just say the Jets are going to lose out, and we are absolutely getting the number 1 overall pick. That's what I'm going with. That's the only player I want in this entire damn draft. Just give me Trevor Lawrence, and then I trust Joe Douglas to figure it out the rest of the way. His draft looks pretty good. I mean, Ashton Davis looks like he's going to be a player. He's young right now. Mims and Becton look like they're both hits. Ryan's probably going to be a third down kind of back. Zuniga, I don't have enough tape on to really form an opinion on him. Morgan was just a terrible pick. I didn't like that pick at all when it was made. But that said, it's still a zillion times better than anything we got out of Christian Hackenberg. V-Man says, what ex-NFL quarterback in a 3-year span bested both Breeze and Peyton Manning in the playoffs? If you don't know who it is, it will be embarrassing. In a 3-year span, bested Breeze and Peyton Manning in the playoffs. Would that have been... Oh, man, I don't know. Drew Brees and Peyton Manning in a 3-year span. V-Man, I don't know. I'm not sure offhand. Peyton Manning, the same quarterback. So it's someone that would have been traded because you're talking AFC and NFC teams. Unless Breeze was on. I don't think Breeze ever made the playoffs as a Charger. I don't know. V-Man, let me know. What's the answer to that question? I thought I was going to say Mark Sanchez. I was like, oh, Peyton Manning and Drew Brees when he was on the Chargers. Wait, no, Mark Sanchez was here late 2000s, not early 2000s. Oh, it was Chad Pennington in a 3-year span. When did he beat Drew Brees? Is that actually true? Ben Roethlisberger, it was Chad Pennington, really? That had to be early 2000s then, I would assume. One of those years. Was Breeze on the Chargers? Breeze must have been on the Chargers. Yes, is Kenneth. Okay, that's what I would have thought. I figured it was probably early on in his career because otherwise it would have to be a Super Bowl, and I don't. I figured I would probably know that quarterback by now. Oh, geez. Packers and Colts are going into overtime. Man, I gotta go watch that. It's ridiculous. Oh, guys. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna make my top 5 takeaways. I'm going to watch a little football, kind of hang out a little bit, relax. You'll see my video drop probably either late tonight or early tomorrow. We'll see. Not sure exactly when I'll release it. Jet Nation, I'll answer one more question. What do you say? Oh, there's my boy Green Bean. If we trade Darnold, what teams do you think will target him? I think the Bears will have to be one of them. I think the Bears will be one of them. They will definitely be in the running for him for sure. But guys, that's going to be it for me today. It's nice hanging out with you for a little bit of post-game here. But I'm going to go hang out and do some stuff. So watch out for the top 5 takeaways, and I'll be live tomorrow. I'm hoping to be live tomorrow. I'm supposed to pick up a snowblower tomorrow. So assuming I'm done with that beforehand, I'll be on. And then I'll be live Tuesday with Matt and Green Bean. And Max is NY Jet is going to be joining us as well. Green Bean, I'll tell you about that. And Matt, I'll tell you about that as well. But guys, that's everything for me.